What's up, folks? Here we are into week 7, and if you notice, the body has moved. I've shoved it all the way to the other end of my shop about 10 minutes ago, making room for the frame. And that's because all the major patches are done. There's still little bits of things to do on the body, but I can do all that when I get it back on the frame. The frame is sitting outside, the engine is outside. It's not, I want to get it out of the weather anyway. I need to restore the frame, pull the engine transmission, transfer case off. I'm quickly running out of room in this shop. This building's 25 by 35, but it is packed full of shit, as you can see. And this might be an excellent opportunity to toss some stuff. Anyway, let's flip over here and take a look at the truck. Okay, big things that we got accomplished this week. Rear quarter rebuilt, put back together, covered in rest converter. Oh, that's totally rebuilt. Wasn't too bad of a job, to be honest. These are all fairly straight cuts. One bend, 2 bends in there, not too bad. We got the driver's side rocker panel, all rebuilt, all fresh, brand spanking new metal. And you guys saw at the end of last week, I had just finished putting this back together. This is now put a rust converter. There's a few pieces of metal that come together here, about 3 or 4 pieces that are all put together. If you get rust in this area, you got to know that it's got to be getting under these bits of sheet metal. And so there are some places where you're going to have to get down inside there. I had to remove a bit of this piece. This little piece goes up here, and it's got like 1 or 2 spot welds on it. From here up, it's not a huge structural thing, but obviously this piece here is a big piece of structure. But you can cut this out, and then you can weld this down to the lower pieces, and you retain that strength there. This piece, something I got under there, so I just cut this out. Got rid of the rust that was under there. It was actually still solid metal under there, but if you got rust under there that's flaking, you're going to have to attack it. Cut this out, got rid of all the rust converted it, patched that back in, and seamed it all back together. A couple other little things down here. It's just the nature of the beast. This A-pillar here, it's open on the inside. So once you have this compromised, water, leaves, acorns all getting down inside here. That's holding the water in there. It's going to make your situation worse. And that's what happened here. A couple places where the body panels meet. Kind of not a big deal. Just cut a little bit of that back to get away from the rust, because there's seam sealer that runs along this lip here. So the seam sealer's old, so if it's been sitting outside under a tree, not staying dry, you're going to have to fix a little bit of this stuff here and there. On the inside, I had this, because there were actually so many holes in the body, this was getting moisture in here and retaining the moisture. This was a place where the rear seat, the bench seat, sits here, and water gets underneath it. It sits in this area here and rusted away. So I gotta patch that. There's a bunch of little patches here and there that take up a bunch of time. And mind you, there's still some things I got to do when I get the body back on the frame. But these are things I can do easily. I don't need to rotate the body to fix these. I'll just be climbing inside. Some stuff down here, a little bit in the floorboard of the driver's panel, and over there on the passenger side too, because that window had been compromised. Water gets down there. It's just the way it works. But all this other stuff you see that I've put rust converter on, I did that only because there's surface rust and I want to stop it. So yeah, that's where we're at. Tomorrow the frame gets rolled into the shop here, and then I start the process of pulling the engine transmission transfer case, getting it out of the way. I think tonight maybe what I need to do is clean up this friggin' shithole and organize my crap so I got room to work. Problem with having room is you sort of just stack crap everywhere, and then you got to go back and organize it later. Would be better if I did it at the time, but hey, that's the way it goes. So yeah, that's where we are into week 7. All the major body stuff is done. Of course, I keep walking around seeing stuff that I say I'll do later. And later is, oh well, I'll finish welding that, grinding that down, make a patch here. But this is all these stuff I can do later before it ever goes to get epoxy primed. So that's where we're at, folks. Making some progress, but it is friggin' slow. I don't know why. Actually, it's not slow compared to what I thought, but it just feels like it's taken an eternity. I've been looking at this rusty friggin' body now for 2 months, and I don't know that it looks better. Maybe I should go back and look at the earlier pics. Might make me feel better. Anyway, if you got any questions, let me know.